Hello there, friends. Welcome to another episode of Mr. Johnson's Math Class. For today's exciting episode, we are going to talk about solving inequalities using addition and subtraction. All right, so we are asked to solve and then graph the solution set on a number line. First, I want us to harken back to a time where we were solving one-step equations. So if we had n minus 7 equals 15, to solve this, you would add 7 on both sides because we use inverse operations. N equals 22. Now what this means is that there is only one possible answer we could plug into this equation and make a true statement, and that's 22. 22 is the only possible thing that works. Now if we take the same equation and we only change the equal sign and we change it to an inequality sign. This inequality sign means greater. This means greater than or equal to. So the way that I solve this is the exact same. So I'm going to add 7 to both sides. So the process to solve this inequality is the same as we did for equations. It's greater than or equal to 22. Now to graph this on a number line, so here would be 0, and then all the way up here is 22. It's going to be a closed dot at 22. So there's really an infinite amount of numbers we could plug in here. So anything greater than or equal to 22 is going to get us an answer that's greater than or equal to 15. Let's look at another example. Again, we're asked to solve and graph the solution set on a number line. The process is the same. Using inverse operations, we isolate the variable. So n is less than negative 17. So I'm going to sketch a number line. Negative 17 lives over here. So this is less than. Less than gets open. And we're going to shade everything smaller than negative 17. Now what this means is if we take a number smaller than negative 17 and plug it in for n. So let's just pick negative 20. And I'm going to plug that in where we see n. Negative 20 plus 11 is negative 9. Negative 9 is less than negative 6, so it's true. All right, so let's look at this example. This says negative 4 is less than negative 6 plus y. So I'm going to add 6 to both sides. And this one's a little different because we have the variable on the right side. But we still solve it the same. So this says 2 is less than y. Since we're used to seeing this variable on the left, I'm going to rewrite it with my variable on the left. Now when we do that, we have to make sure the inequality sign is still true. So this says 2 is less than y, which is the same thing as saying y is greater than 2. Now I'm going to graph this on my number line. It's an open circle. And we shade everything greater than 2. So y is greater than 2. A lot of students will see it written like this with a variable on the right, and they'll shade pointing the arrow, and that's a common mistake students make. Alright, so let's look at this word problem. Your friend tells you they have caught more than 250 Pokemon. Of these, they can name 134 of them. And we are going to write and solve an inequality to represent the number of Pokemon your friend can't name. Alright, so the first thing I want to point out is Right here it says more than. More than is the same thing as saying greater than. So we're going to do greater than 250. Now we don't know how many they can't name. We do know they can name 134. So we take the amount that they cannot name, which we don't know, add to that the 134 that they can name, and they've caught more than 250. So the number they've caught is more than 250. I'm going to subtract 134 on both sides. X is greater than 116. So there's 116 at least that they cannot name. All right, here's another word problem example. Your carry-on bag can weigh 40 pounds at most. All right, so it says at most. Your bag currently weighs 19 pounds. How much weight can you add to your bag and still meet the requirement? So at most means the most it can be. The biggest it can be is 40 pounds. So it can get all the way up to 40 pounds. It can be exactly 40 pounds, but it cannot go over that. So this is less than or equal to. And the reason it gets the equal to is because it can be 40 pounds. It can be exactly 40 pounds. It just can't go over. So to set this up, X plus 19, because we already have the 19 pounds in our bag, is less than or equal to the max amount of weight. So really what we've done is we took the amount that we can add and we added to that the current weight and all of that has to be less than or equal to the max amount. We don't know how much we can add, so I gave that X. The current weight, it tells us, is 19 pounds. And then it says at most. That's where the less than or equal to comes in. And it says the most that it can weigh is 40 pounds. So that's why we used 40 to set it less than or equal to. Now subtract 19 on both sides. X is less than or equal to 21 pounds. So here's 0. Here's 21. So it's less than or equal to 21 pounds. I hope that gets you started on solving one-step inequalities. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you soon.